he has already initially planned to perform in front of 1,100 people.
Yes.
Tickets have been bought already. He claims that there was a lot of censorship here.
Yep.
He wasn't able to deliver his Gaza-related jokes.
I think the local rep screwed it up by not submitting the application in time.
For sure.
And then maybe to cover himself up, he can tell the Sammy guy all kind of story. What?
Yeah.
Oh, they say this, they say that, but actually his own bloody incompetence in not submitting in time.
I suspect that.
Yeah, but was the POFMA necessary? So you
But
expect
sure.
Sammy to carry that collection?
Who
gives a shit? If I'm
Yeah,
Sammy, like, I'm not in Singapore. What? Your laws don't apply to me.
It's stupid. I mean, like, I'm sorry, lah, Evin Tong, but like, I mean, I question the thinking process behind that decision. You ask him to put a correction note. He's not even from Singapore. He doesn't have to comply. But that's the thing. In his mind, right, it's a win because he may have closed down the Singapore market, but I can promise you, if he goes to Malaysia, he'll be received as a fucking war hero.
Yeah.
Not only that, he has several dates
Lined
of
up
tour
already.
lined up. I tell you, this whole shitstorm
Yeah.
will be content for him.
It's the best publicity for him he dreamed of.
I'm talking about Reels, TikTok Reels especially on his page. I tell you, we will be the laughing stock of the world. Of course, locally, some sad news.
Yes.
Oh,
Hit
yes.
our shores. 11-year-old boy, I think, lost his life.
Yeah.
But I think also one thing that was heartening was how the community got
yes.
involved.
Yeah.
This was really a community moment, yeah.
It's a first. I think it's a first. A TikTok search live stream.
Yeah, basically.
That was mobilized by different groups, and I think more than 1,000 people were going out live streaming.
There was a Telegram chat. So a friend of mine forwarded a link to me saying that somebody set up a Telegram chat to basically coordinate. And when I entered, it was
really?
2,000 people.
Wow.
I mean, of course, maybe not everyone's actively involved in the
Looking,
search, but the fact is, people were there.
And interested enough to want to help.
Yeah, they were sharing.
Even after he was found, and when the funeral rites were going on, there were many families with children in similar conditions that actually came down just to show support, and they were crying. You could see that raw emotion. They connected with the parents. They understood what they were going through. I mean, it's
it's a bit sad. I mean, it is really sad.
It is, but I mean, I feel like there are questions, and I mean, I don't want to be the asshole in the room, but when I first
really
no, but like, to be honest, when I first saw the story, because it unfolded in real life, in real time, right? It was like 24 hours when they first went missing, and then there was that video. You saw the CCTV, right? Of like topless running around, whatever. And then after that, all of the searches, and then at the end of the day, like found in ECP, like floating in ECP. So I mean, there are questions, like this is not like as if it's a boy who is not really noticeable. Like, he's running around barefoot without clothes. I mean, without a t-shirt. Like, why did nobody find or stop him?
Yeah, that's the thing that kills me as well, because there were many people who recounted seeing him at the underpass outside McDonald's in that area. Yeah, so I'm thinking, like, why are we as a Singaporean society so apathetic that nobody bothers to ask anymore? That are you okay? Where are your parents? Like, or at least call the police. I saw a boy, running around with no supervision.
I don't know. Maybe it's the conservative Asian thing here. Like, we don't prod into other people's business. Like, I've been to East Coast Park a lot of times with my kids and all that. At times you do see kids unattended playing on their own. So sometimes you get a sense that Singapore is really safe and you don't really question it much.
That is true,
Possibly maybe the parents are going to have gone to the toilet, go to the nearby McDonald's to get a meal or whatever. So you in Arab we call it husnuzon.
Benefit of the doubt lah.
Benefit of the doubt.
You assume the best kind of
Sometimes
thing.
you don't know. So I don't know. Maybe Singaporeans, I believe they are empathetic.
No, I mean, it has happened to me before actually. Like, there was one time I was walking around Bedok Mall, and then there was, I mean, I don't like kids, right? But but if I see a child running around alone, and this child in particular was crying, like the kid looked lost. So I got concerned, like, and then I stopped the kid, and then I was like, "Where are your parents?" Whatever. And then I ended up like kind of walking around trying to find, and I eventually found the dad.
Okay.
What's he doing?
I don't know what the fuck he was doing. I mean, that was the question, right? Like, why is your kid? Why are you not with your kid?
And why are you not looking or what?
If I can recall a similar incident, I think a few months back, I was with my kids at East Coast, and then suddenly at the car park, I saw one kid with a bicycle crying, and that car park was quite empty. So I parked my vehicle aside, asked my kids to stay in the car. So, where's your dad? Why are you here? Why are you here? He couldn't really speak, and he was just crying. And then after 15 to 20 minutes, I was like, I called the police already, I called the police already. Like,
because 15 to 20 minutes is quite long.
Yeah, very long. So I was waiting, and then the police was like, on the way. I said, found a kid missing. And then suddenly this dad like come looking all blur. Like, so I'm looking at the dad. I mean, naturally, if you're a parent, right, and you lost your kid, right, the first thing you're like, oh my God, thank you so much. Is my kid okay? So he looks lost. He looked at me. Maybe he knows me, and he's like, I don't know. So it's that blank look on his face. On his face. I said, "Are you the dad?" I said, "Yeah. So is this your kid? Can you take care of him?" He's like, So
Was he
that
high on
got
some
me
shit?
really pissed off.
Of course, bro.
That got me really pissed off. Like, jaga Asia anak kau. You know, let it run like that. And then after that, you're nearby a beach or whatever shit.
And kapak some more, bro.
Yeah, kapak some more. So
the cars and everything.
I didn't think too much of it, but I was sharing this story with some of my friends and they were saying next time, wait until the police come.
Yeah.
Wait until the police come, then you hand over to the parent.
Oh, actually, especially
in
if the
that
parent
situation,
is like that,
in that
right?
situation. So I don't know. So first, I don't want to jump into conclusion. So I look at your face blank. Why you high on some shit or whatever? You know, that's the thing that I'm
Actually,
getting at. No, it
that's
pisses
true.
me
That's
off.
true.
Yeah, bro, of course.
It pisses me off.
Yeah, because I mean, like, you know, if you can't take care of your kid, don't have a kid. Why?
that's-
Okay,
I
why
have kids,
that?
man.
This shouldn't be a controversial statement.
If you can't, okay, yeah, okay, I agree. I mean, literal sense, yes.
Yeah, like if you can't take
But
care of
there
your
could
kid,
be
don't-
some lapses. There could be some lapses.
Right.
How severe the lapses are is another question altogether.
True.
Problems will happen. People will have issues where they suddenly, at that moment of weakness, couldn't take care of. And all. We shouldn't judge a whole population of people and their decision whether or not to have children or not.
Not population, like individual.
on one or two incidences. But
Yeah.
I mean, I get you, I understand. But there's also other perspectives. Like you learn as you go. There's no actual guidebook
Yeah lah.
on how to parent properly and well. But I mean, you have to want to actually do it properly, I guess.
Yeah.
At the very minimum.
And the saddest thing for this case was because the kid was non-verbal, right? He was a
Yeah.
special needs kid. Like, so you know, he couldn't ask for help, even if he, you know,
Yeah.
there was no way for him to actually ask for help.
And he's at 11 already. He probably knows that he has autism. He's different from other kids, and his communicating style is totally different. I mean, it's such a bummer to think about what he must have gone through those.
It was
48
really
hours
hard
or so.
pain, to be honest. Like you could really feel like the whole community felt it together.
Condolences to the family
Yeah.
of the kid, and of course, serve as a stark reminder to all of us who have kids to really, you know, be on the ball with these sort of things.
Yeah,
Of course,
yeah.
that's what happened locally. I think what happened within the region in Southeast Asia.
So much has been happening over the past few days.
Indonesia,
in
especially.
Indonesia, especially
Yeah.
what happened to the Prabowo administration
Yeah.
with the DPR and also the riots.
DPR.
Yeah. So what's the timeline like? I know this was because the riot initially happened because of
No, it didn't start with riots. That's the thing. It first started with just protests.
the protest was done because of parliamentary allowance, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yes.
For land
Among other things, like
or for house or what?
for housing
Housing.
allowance.
MPs, yeah.
3,000 USD a month.
Yeah, and I mean, so like a lot of media outlets, they were saying like 10 times the minimum wage of an average Indonesian. So obviously people are pissed
23,
off.
right?
23.
23. They compared to Singapore. They compared the Singaporean MPs to average Singaporean 3 times, but for the average Indonesian versus their parliamentarians, 23 times, bro.
Oh no! So on top of that, they wanted to add on an additional 10 times worth.
Oh, okay.
So you can imagine how like it's basically a slap in the face, right? Like your economy is really not doing well. Your average population really feeling like you know there's like life is not getting easier for them, and then they hear the news that you're throwing on all this allowance and shit. So they're pissed off. So they protest. But things really exploded when the Grab Afan died.
Yeah. The ojol rider got ran over by a Brimob. Brimob is like a riot police, armored vehicle. And then I think 6 or 7 officers were taken to task. I don't know what's the outcome of that.
They've been charged already,
Yeah.
But
This kind of shit confirm fast track.
no, even during the interrogation, the clips were leaked. Yeah, I think I recall one of the officers saying that at that point of time, they were in a situation of danger that they said if they stop, they can be bombed by Molotov cocktail or whatever. So because he was trying to get away from danger, he pressed the accelerator or something around that line. So but that clip got leaked. Can you imagine? I don't know. I don't know how they do the...
No, but apparently there was another death also where there was another Grab partner, as they call it, who was beaten to death because he was thought to be an undercover officer, right? And that's the one that our Grab CEO went to visit.
I mean, not only that, the mob kind of burned this Makassar market or something. I don't know, like building, a
Looting,
government building.
government building,
Another 3 people died.
They broke into like MPs' houses also, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and they looted Saroni. Saroni is Saroni, yeah.
One of the
He's an
MPs,
MP,
lah,
yeah. He had an amazing collection of cars.
And
must say
watches.
that.
And watches.
Oh, yes, watches and $1,000 Singapore dollar
It's
bills.
crazy.
He ran here, right? Like he ran here.
Okay, but yeah lah.
He
Yeah,
fled
he ran
here.
here.
Like I mean, I'm was it confirmed? I mean, there was a lot of talk because like
There was a lot of talk. He fled here and
with some other MPs.
There was no confirmation.
no confirmation.
But on threats, people were trying to find where he is.
Because the
Then I think-
Indonesians were then pissed off.
Yeah, they were pissed off. They were pissed off. But yeah, there's no confirmation, so we don't know. Okay.
But recently, Prabowo pulled back the allowance.
Back on it, yes.
And then after, so what is this? What's going on?
No, do you see his speech or not? I thought it was like, I don't know how to make.
He didn't address it. He didn't address anything.
Okay, you see, he was very clear. He said, we're going to pull out the allowance. Okay, that's done. But there was a huge but. We are also going to be very serious and take everyone who destroys public property to task. Anyone who destroys government buildings to task. So it was like you celebrated like, hey, then you're like, you know what I mean?
He's a general, right? Like, so I mean, it's unsurprising that kind of profile will have that kind of response.
And his voice, the way he delivered it had that not bravado, but that weight. Like, he's already pissed.
It's the Trump mode lah, basically. Like, I'm going to send in the National Guard. I'm going to fucking militarize your cities. Yeah, exactly. So like...
Speaking of Grab, what's happening is that Malaysians and Singaporeans, also Bruneians, I think, are also relocating their Grab, not Grab app lah. Like they change the way the location. So when you order Grab, right, it got sent to the ojol drivers who are protesting in Indonesia.
Yeah, basically supplying them with food.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was kind of heartening. And then with messages of well wishes that Indonesia quickly recovers.
You know what was nice? One of my friends was sharing with me this afternoon that he did it as well. So I think he spent about like almost 200 Sing buying like X number of packets from a particular shop to be sent. And then the guy called him because they can see your numbers and they call. And then he's like, Mas, you ordered like 100 packets. I only have 70.
Oh, okay.
Then like, what am I going to do with the balance 30? Then he said like, no, I'm buying it for all the riders.
Pay for it.
Just if you cannot, then never mind. And then he said, why don't I buy from the next shop?
Oh,
right. So I thought that was nice. Like that was a continuous giving.
Yes. I mean, it's nice, but at the same time, I'm just thinking, like I can imagine the security forces feeling like, oh fuck, like this is like next level unlocked.
Yeah.
Because this is another way of community mobilizing one. Which
actually, you're right. Yeah. Like, I mean, from a national security kind of perspective, is this a breach of certainty? Are we technically participating in a protest? So many questions.
Oh, actually, that's true. There may be. I mean, it won't happen in Singapore. So we won't have to do it.
No, because Singaporeans who go overseas and then they see certain protests that's happening and then they join the march. When they come back, they cannot question.
Oh, that's true.
So this one,
actually,
I want safety for all.
Yes.
Because as much as we want to participate on these sort of things, we don't want to get in trouble with the law.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
do first wait for clarification.
Yeah. But I guess it's akin to like, like if let's say you send money overseas.
No, I think it's not.
Hey, you send money overseas so your bank account gonna freeze, yeah?
So, I mean, but this is my point. Like it raises those kind of questions, right? Like, is this akin to that?
No, but technically, they are not targeting the rioters. They are just buying food and giving it to whoever who needs it.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the argument that you
from a legal perspective.
Yeah, exactly. Then of course the counter will be like, you have to look at the whole context because it's damn bloody clear that
who are you feeding?
Of protesters.
Oh well,
which have unfortunately turned violent. But I mean, is it getting better actually? As
it is.
Really, man? It's getting better.
I mean, it's still under some form of stress, but
we're going to Indonesia soon, no? Oh, everything okay?
The violence is coming down, but unhappiness I think is still there because like you said, Prabowo's statement basically didn't really address.
No, and also this unhappiness has been brewing for quite some time. Remember like a month ago, the One Piece flags and all that?
Oh yes.
So it's already been there and then such an untimely announcement to make for that the 50 million thing.
Yeah.
So of course people are going to be upset.
Hey, but I did not realize this, but there's actually quite, if I didn't realize that there's actually quite a bit of like a race-based divide also in Indonesia.
What do you mean?
Because like, okay, so I know a couple of people who are like, I guess you can say Chinese Indonesians who are, from the wealthier.
Okay.
Because most Chinese Indonesians, I think, come from a wealthier background. And like the stuff that I'm hearing from them is that, like they feel like as if their community is being targeted.
Oh, okay.
Even though like, I mean, it's anti-government, right? But it seems like there are some people who feel like the protests have taken on a bit of like an anti-Chinese sentiment. And I'm not sure if it's because of like, because Prabowo, like he has had that history with the Chinese, like the crackdown and whatever.
Really? I don't know. You got to film
it. That was a long time ago.
Long time ago, like before his presidential run and everything. So even during the election actually, some of my Chinese Indonesian friends were already telling me like they're very uneasy with Prabowo being their president because they are scared. Like as Chinese, they're scared of what he may do.
I think they will be scared of any military president.
I mean, fair enough lah. But him in particular, because of his...
He was involved earlier.
Yeah, exactly. Because of his particular history.
But I think overall, if you look at Prabowo's own family dynamics, like it's interesting because I was reading a report on him. Like he's Muslim, his mother's Christian, his dad is Muslim.
Oh, really?
Half, like out of all his siblings, a third are Christian, a third are Catholics, and then he's Muslim. So I think
only in Indonesia. Only in Indonesia.
Why are you talking about? Singapore also have what?
No, I mean if you're a politician.
Oh, actually, yeah.
Only in Indonesia
the consultation will be like, what is this?
That can be accepted, no problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah, now that I think about it.
Indonesians' tolerance with regards to belief system, whatever, is way
Very
more open
unique.
than ours.
Yeah, very
way more open than ours. In fact, their whole entertainment scene, you want to compare with ours still conservative.
Yes.
We cannot beat the Indonesians.
Actually, that is true. Like, I mean, that's kind of embarrassing to if you think about it. Like,
Here, I topless already. So much shit.
Really, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I did my show, whatever. Fuck. Muslim, that. See, Indonesian is even crazier.
Wasn't that the response? I mean, because earlier you were talking about the Malaysian, like, you know, all the showing off and whatever. Like, there was some level of that kind of sentiment also. What, like, is this appropriate in an Islamic country?
Not for Malaysia, it's more of like, oh yeah, you're right.
Right. I mean, it wasn't huge, but there was some sentiment. Is this appropriate? Like, I mean, of course, then they will thought back and say, like, yeah, Aurat still covered what?
I don't know, but over here, I think we are the most conservative.
I think because we are most comfortable.
Really? I mean,
no, because
like
we are
Aceh
very
and Brunei, really?
No, because we very tight knit. Shit happen in your family, right?
Actually,
it's
that's
like, no, you Singaporean, you bring disgrace to our people. That sort of thing.
True.
Is that?
Actually, that's kind of true.
Yeah.
No, okay. So, I mean, I know that we were only planning to talk about the Indonesian thing, but because we were talking about Prabowo, right? He, because of this shit, he was not able to attend like some big international Global South conference.
Oh, the one in China.
Yeah, because he was actually supposed to go there.
This one what? The one that Modi and
China.
Putin
Correct,
had a huddle.
that-
Actually, what's happening?
They just want to show force lah. You know, like there's a new Global South.
Not like
BRICS.
Russia.
Is this BRICS?
It's not BRICS.
It's not BRICS. But Russia, China has always been together. Then there have been a lot of internet memes also that you have on one side Israel and US and Russia, China, North Korea on the other side, both trying to woo India.
Oh,
Like, where is India gonna go? You know what I mean?
But India long time their own stance has always been strategic ambiguity. So they want to remain.
Yeah.
But they've always been more aligned to the US for a whole host of reasons.
US, Israel.
Yeah, but now, you know, like, because Trump basically threw the tariffs on India, right? And India was very upset with that because ostensibly the stated reason was because they're buying oil from Russia.
Right.
So Trump is like, oh, I'm gonna sanction you for that, whatever. But then they are saying like China bloody does it more than us, but nothing's happening to them.
So what's the US reaction to this huddle of theirs?
Apparently, there's not been much because, but this is actually, so this relates to something else, which is, have you heard from Trump recently?
No,
never. Yeah, what happened?
So like on American Twitter, there's like this whole fucking conspiracy theory of like Trump having a stroke or some shit.
Yes.
No, it's a conspiracy theory. I'm
okay.
pretty sure
because it's been silent.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can't
Which
hide
is
this
a
kind of
rarity.
thing.
Yeah.
Which is a rarity. That's why people like eyebrows are raised because Trump is like even throughout the biggest kind of like because in the US it was Epstein, right? Like Epstein files and whatever.
Yeah.
Even throughout all that, he's still like talking, still having like daily appearances, talking his stupid mouth. But then like now suddenly it's like silence.
Yeah.
Nobody knows where he is.
Now they mention it,
So
it's been quite silent. What's happening?
Are we gonna have like a Queen Elizabeth moment?
I don't know. But
Speaking of the US-Israel lobby, something happened locally
yes,
as well. The Sammy Obeid saga and IMDA.
The
Oh my God.
stupidest fucking... this is the
Stupid
stupidest scenario you can think
honestly,
of.
who gives a shit?
I mean, obviously, he has already initially planned to perform in front of 1,100
Yeah.
people.
Yes, yes.
Tickets have been bought already. So the timeline for that is that he claims that there was a lot of censorship here.
Yep.
He wasn't able to deliver his Gaza-related jokes. IMDA came to their defense, mentioning that Sammy didn't submit. His local rep did not submit in time when
Which
there was
40
actually
working days
40
lah.
working days. And then there was a lot of back and forth. Sammy laughed it off. Sammy said, "Oh, your government called me a liar, is it?"
Yeah.
Then after that,
Came with receipts.
Yeah.
That is what he claimed were
What he
receipts.
said,
lah.
so the IMDA come with receipt. I know Edwin Tong kind of like went out and
like the moment, like when this was unfolding, in my head I was really like MDA, what? Because their version of events is they have never made any requests. How are you gonna prove that? Your whole point is that there was no email correspondence. How the fuck are you gonna prove it? You can't prove a negative, right?
okay.
So in my head I was like, okay, the only way that this can be refuted is if Obeid comes out and then like publishes emails and whatever.
Right.
But he didn't, right? All he did was like
the phone call, which people say could have been done ex post facto, could have been anything.
I mean, there was no timestamp. You don't even know who was the voice actually.
Yeah, and the fellow who talked, actually, right, it all boils down to his stupid look. I mean, okay,
The local rep.
the local rep. I think the local rep screwed it up by not submitting the application in time.
For sure.
For sure. And then maybe to cover himself up, he can tell the Sammy guy all kind of story.
Yeah.
Oh, they say this, they say that, but actually his own bloody incompetence in not submitting in time.
I suspect that.
But was the POFMA necessary?
Was it done?
It was.
Yeah.
There was a POFMA
So you expect
issue.
Sammy to carry that collection?
I mean,
who gives a shit? If I'm Sammy, I'm not in Singapore.
It's
Your
even
laws don't
just
apply to
about-
me.
Yeah, it's not
That would
even
be
just about. It's stupid. I mean, like, I'm sorry, Evin Tong, but like, I mean, I question the thinking process behind that decision because at first I was
I don't think is it his decision or the POFMA office decision?
No,
minister directs it,
the minister will have.
Oh,
I mean, I'm not sure if it's Evin Tong, but like the minister in question was the one that directs it. And then in my head, because I was talking to a few friends, I was like, how do you think this will pan? Because he was how you say, he was suggesting, right, they might POFMA or whatever. Then I was like, what would a POFMA look like? You ask him to put a correction notice. He's not even from Singapore. He doesn't have to comply. Or rather, he will face sanctions if he comes here. Then he just don't come here. Then I was thinking, like, are they going to direct Instagram to take down his page, like block his page from access in Singapore? Which
would be a bit extreme.
Would be very extreme. And I was thinking, like, that was not a good look. So they ended up choosing to basically ask him to put up the direction notice.
Which he's not compelled to because he's not Singaporean. Right?
But that's the thing. In his mind, right, it's a win there. Because he may have closed down the Singapore market, but I can promise you, if he goes to Malaysia, he'll be received as a fucking war hero.
Not only that, he has several dates
Lined
of
up
tour
already,
lined up. I tell you, this whole shitstorm will be content for him.
It's the best publicity for him he dreamed of.
I'm talking about reels, TikTok reels, especially on his page. I tell you, we will be the laughing stock of the world.
I think we shouldn't have reacted so hardly.
Yeah, especially, I mean, okay, how's the reaction like? Initially, for local minority over here, we were incensed, obviously.
Was it like censorship?
Yeah, but the larger community at large, we were pro-government because government
actually.
give a timeline of a sequence of events.
Yeah.
But the international committee laughing at us, and this is untimely because recently we just gave like trench of aid to Palestine via the airdrop. I think Zaki and Chan Chun Sing kind of like made a collective statement, and there was a lot of effort to be done, only to be erased by this.
In a way, like it's been eclipsed.
This
actually.
brouhaha.
And the thing is, I mean, he may have made whatever claims. You can just say, came in late, finish, close the story, move on. The story will wear out. You know what I mean? But the more you keep on like trying to poke and prod at it and explain, you're just fanning the flames.
Because government came out and say he lied. Then he come out and say, fuck you, I didn't lie.
Yeah.
You were lying.
I mean, look at it. Okay, think many years ago, I don't know whether you will remember, but I'm sure you remember, right?
Oh.
There was the kid who vandalized the cars. Remember? What's his name?
Who?
Wait, vandalized the car
Michael
or
Fay.
the train?
Michael Fay, remember?
MRT.
Cars,
Michael Fay MRT.
Michael, he sprayed cars in the car park.
Michael Fay MRT lah.
Car lah.
I will Google
Okay,
this.
you Google, you check.
But
And,
okay, you go
and
on.
when he was sentenced, right, even the US president at that time tried to seek some form of clemency for him to not get caned and all that. And Singapore said, these are laws, what?
Cars.
Cars, it's cars,
So
yeah.
you know your shit. That's why you lawyer. And I'm not.
So Singapore, on an international front, said, this is our law, respect it.
Yes.
So the same should be in this scenario.
Yes, yes.
This is our law. Submit it in time. If not, don't have your show. You are the one who's irresponsible. Sell 1,100 tickets and take people's money without even making sure you have the necessary permits to do your show.
Yeah.
I mean, Michael Fay incident, different government lah, bro.
No, but I mean, Rama is right. It is a principle approach. Like, so the way that actually they've done this, it is principled. It's just, it shows the limitations of this system.
Sorry, same government, different leaders.
Yes. But like it shows the limitations of the system because your law can compel locals to comply. But if it's a foreigner,
No, not gonna happen.
and then you end up looking like a bit dumb, even though yes, it's principled, but you look a bit like wet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but never mind lah. I mean, that's Singapore.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
We will
Yeah,
make
it is what it is,
our statement.
Then if next year we have a show, we also got to submit early.
Yes.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
40 days.
No, but we are not international, so I mean there are different schemes for local shows.
But did you see? I think like Rishi or something like he actually came out and then like made a statement about like his own experience dealing with IMDA and whatever. And then
Yeah, I mean, I have many experiences dealing with the IBA because we had shows before. So far, it's been okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we even had at the point a giant dick on stage, and that was IBA like, okay.
Oh God.
But this is the thing, like.
But submit early,
Yeah.
Submit shit early.
Follow the rules.
That's Singapore.
Yeah. But I mean, this is where the difference is, right? Because locals, we have our own sensibilities. Americans, like Americans think that they can do whatever the fuck.
Yeah, that's the thing. You don't know the laws, you don't know the rules here, but respect it lah.
Right.
Don't think the whole world will bend to your back just because you're American, man.
Since when has Americans ever thought about anybody else other than themselves?
That's true. Oh well.
But yeah, look at the state of the country. So thank you for tuning in to planb.sg. We'll see you on the next podcast. Bye-bye.